a very, very warm welcome to the Strength-Based Leadership Community Group. I also want to extend a very warm virtual welcome to Fairwater in Blacktown in Western Sydney. As most of you know, my name is Dhungel and I'll be the host today. Maybe we can take a minute each and introduce ourselves. Like I was going to do that on chat, but I think it's good to say hello to each other because we got some time. So can I invite you all to unmute and just say hello and introduce yourself? And one thing you can share what brought you here to this session today. So yeah, please start. Unmute yourself and just introduce yourself.
Hi everyone.
What's the one thing? Sorry.
Oh.
One thing that brought you to this session. Okay, Pushpa, you started.
Good morning. This is Pushpa Acharya from Blacktown. And I think this is my second meet with this program. So I just want to continue to know something about the new program that Home has brought up. And this helps me to develop my skills in handling communities, programs, and how to work in community events and organization.
Thank you.
So it's nice to meet you all in this second sitting.
Thank you. Next. Maybe I can.
Nalika Padmasena. Well, the reason I joined, and as you said, we are partners in crime. But and also if there's anything that I can share with others, so that's the main reason. So I'm a lawyer and a mediator.
Thank you, Nalika. Nagendra.
Hello, my name is Nagendra. Nagendra Bhattarai. I live in Western Sydney, in the Pandit area. I love to learn some new skills from Home. I heard the Home has been working in a community since a long time. So love to learn some skills. So that's why I joined today.
Thank you.
That's it.
Next, Jara is on the screen.
Hello everyone, this is Zara. It is my second session that I have joined this wonderful group. I wanted to get connected with the community and learn from everyone.
Thank you.
Tulsa?
Hi, this is Tulsa. I'm from, I recently live in St. Mary's. I just want to join this program just to enhance my quality. Like I work in as a community service, so I think that I can get some skills from this. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And Miles, you're on mute.
I'm not sure if you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you, Miles.
Very good. I met Om earlier this year when he was in Melbourne, and he was a very, very wise man. So I will always want to learn some more from him.
Hope I live up to the expectation, Miles. You set us up. I don't have my hair, so that's I think signs of somebody said that don't worry, it's a sign of wisdom. So thank you. Thank you, Miles. Okay, I really truly feel honored to be living in this beautiful country. And before we move forward, I just want to acknowledge that I really feel honored to be living in this beautiful country and be part of that this oldest indigenous culture dating back over 65,000 years of wisdom, resilience, and connection to this land. And I would like to pay my respects to the traditional custodians of the land, the Darug people, and the elders past and present. Now, in the next 40 minutes or so, what we'll do is we'll have a conversation with our guest, who I'll introduce shortly, and we'll have some interaction within ourselves, and then before we wrap up. Now, before we jump into the conversation, I just want to sort of reiterate, like why the strength-based leadership group exists, why, and what's in it for us. Firstly, I think as we have seen in the recent times, we live in a world that often highlights what divides us. But at Strength-Based Leadership Community Group, we believe in something more powerful. What unites us is far stronger than what divides us. We look at what's common, we find what's common. And, our diversity and unique perspectives that we bring add on top to the richness of who we are as a society. So that's the first thing. Secondly, at the heart of this group is a simple but a powerful idea to move from a need-based approach to a strength-based approach. How do you start with our own strengths and assets, our own passion that we bring in as individuals, as communities? We got so much strengths and assets within our communities, within ourselves. How do we build on that and build further from it? We don't ignore the needs in the community, but we focus on strengths and still can address needs in the community. And thirdly, I think our world is faced with multidimensional and very complex challenges, and not a single person or a single organization or a single sector can help resolve those issues or deal with those challenges. That's why this strength-based leadership community group exists. And this is your space. And I've created this space for all of us. So this is your space to connect, share, and also collaborate. And collaborate across sectors, across communities, with grassroots community leaders. So it can bring together people from different sectors and different communities together on a common platform. So that's the aim of this platform, and this for all of us. Now, I'd like to be interactive as well. Please share things in the chat. So can you please type in the chat what one strength that you bring in for your community? What strength do you bring to your community? If you can put that in the chat, we'll continue to have that conversation, later. Now, before dive into the conversation, I just want to, thank Sarah for joining us today. She's not new to this. I've been, getting her guidance, and we've been working together on this. And when I was thinking of the topic for today, leading from within and discovering your strength. And one of the focus for this is inside out leadership and personal transformation. And I was doing some research to find out who would be the best person to do this. And I've seen Sarah's journey over the last 20 years or more. And I met her long before I had, a lot of hair. I've lost my hair now. And I've seen her grow, not just personally, but professionally as well. So, we have Sarah with us today. She's an accomplished IT, an executive. She's an entrepreneur, and also a certified empowerment and leadership life coach. So we are really pleased to have you with us today. And I want to start with your personal journey, and it's your personal journey and leadership. So Sarah, welcome to the session. And can you start by sharing with us, what strengths have shaped, who you are as a leader? Let's start from our strengths.
Sure. Thank you, Omdai, and thanks. Yeah, lovely to see everyone. But yeah, thank you for the lovely introduction as well.
Thank you.
So I guess that's a great question, right? So I guess when speaking of strength, for me, I would probably say, I guess there's few various strengths. I guess I have discovered about myself over the years. I would probably say just one of the key strengths would be really just embracing my own vulnerabilities.
Mhm.
I remember, I guess perhaps many this would probably go back about I guess 15 years ago when I started in a professional journey, my leadership journey, right? I used to be very tough on myself in terms of, I would just beat up myself, we are human beings and we get emotional. We have various different emotions, right? Apparently we got about 108 different emotions. I was reading Brené Brown's, book, and that's what I was it was quite amazed, I was quite amazed to know that there's that many emotions. But anyway, I guess really just embracing our own vulnerabilities, it's a key. I
Mhm.
used to be very tough on myself,
Yeah.
and really, I guess, would be seeking other people's validation. I would see that
Mhm.
as my weakness,
Yeah.
because sometimes you have, days where you're feeling low or, you can't always be you know, you can't have your head always high, right? Sometimes,
Yeah.
like, you have days like that, but I used to be always like tough on myself and really seek for other people's validation for, oh, okay, am I doing it right? Am I good enough, for example, right?
Mm.
So I think that's the greatest strength. I would probably say I'm still learning, I think it's
Mhm.
it's a learning phase. But I think first and foremost is really just being aware of uh,
Mm.
of that, of those moments, and really let yourself, just embrace that emotion. So I think that's one of the key strengths that I feel that has strengthened me as a leader. And I would probably say another one is just empathy, just
Okay.
showing empathy,
Mhm.
not sympathy. So there's two different, like, people
Yeah.
often sort of get confused or get mixed up with, just see sympathy, and empathy. It's quite, sympathy is like you're basically feeling sorry for others. Empathy is like you're really putting yourself in their shoes and really seeing
Mm.
that from from your own eyes, right? And
Yeah.
really just showing that empathy, saying if someone's sort of going through hard times, then really
Mm.
relating yourself,
Yeah.
you
Okay.
know, being in their shoes and really showing that empathy in a way that, hey, I understand, sort of, I can feel your pain rather than, oh, I'm sorry that you're feeling that way. So
Yeah.
there's difference to that.
Different. Yeah.
So I think that's also another key strength that I
Mm.
have I have learned, over the
Okay.
years, and
Mhm.
really just be compassionate.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
Thank you.
yeah, so
That's a,
those
that's a
those are
good.
probably the key
Yeah.
strengths.
And that's a really good lead into, when you say
Yeah.
compassionate, like, leadership is, like we talked about, leadership, going to a different, university
Mm,
and
mm,
leadership schools and learning things. But one of the thing I've realized is more starting with yourself. So when
yourself.
we say leadership by inside out approach,
Yeah.
now I just want to ask you, like, when did you first realize that, leadership begins with self?
Yeah.
And, can you please
Yeah.
share an experience of, starting with self? Because I've seen that
Yeah.
journey with you. I think, like how
Yeah.
you have transformed yourself.
That's an interesting one. So I guess how I would probably say that started when I decided to, so I'm a certified life coach, right? So I
Yeah.
started that about 4 years ago. So at that time, honestly, I didn't even know why I was doing that. So the main reason I sort of went, oh, I want to do the life coach is, because I knew that I needed to look for my purpose. So I knew that I needed to, give back. And most of all, I needed to sort of, transform myself. So I guess that's how I started. And so when I did my life coaching, I mean, it was about 10 months of late night sort of study and interactions from different parts of the world. And it was the best time. I guess that's when I sort of transformed, as a leader from, I guess that's how I sort of transformed and I sort of realized that, okay, it actually starts from you.
Okay.
So when I say start from you is really being aware of yourself
Okay.
and really listening to yourself. And then so I did things like sort of, like meditation and sort of
Okay.
yoga. So it's like sort of just working on yourself, so that's perhaps I would say,
Okay.
yeah,
And following from that, how do you
yeah.
actually balance personal values with community expectations? You touched on
Mm.
this previously earlier. So,
I think that I would probably say that just finding a common ground, because you hold your own values. So really understanding and knowing what your values are and really trying to align those values with community expectations, right? I understand that, in different community, because often then, just knowing your values, often you'll find that there are common grounds. But even if there are no common grounds, I don't see that. I don't take it as in a sort of in a negative way or anything. But I try to stay curious and
okay.
really sort of use my, give back using my own values, perhaps. Like I think really finding the common ground is quite important and really understanding what that community is formed, is about. Just like how your community is all about, right? I guess, this is probably the best, example is when I found out about this community group,
Yeah.
I asked you the question
Yeah.
why, right? And when I found an account, when I could just relate. So
Yeah.
how you said about it's not about seeking, it's about finding your strength. It's not just about the need. We know the need,
Yeah.
in the community, but I think it's about just sort of finding your strength to see how we can I guess, fix those issues or those needs, right?
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
could really relate to that. And I think that I could align that with my value. So it's really
Yeah.
just aligning that, your values with the community values and really
Yeah.
understanding what the community is all about and really understanding how you can contribute or how I can contribute, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes just being that trigger to sort of change the way things are working in the community. So this is one thing we are learning because we have always gone to the community and said, "What I need, what do you need?"
Yeah.
Like we ask people, "What do you need?"
What do you need?
But then
Yeah.
we just change that narrative. Hey, what do you have?
Correct.
What's working well in
Wha-
this community? How can we support you to do more of
How
it?
can we
So this,
support? Correct. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So that's where we want to get to. So jumping onto the strength and purpose sort of thing,
Yeah.
like I think one of the things we come across people, or especially leaders, is like, you ask somebody, you meet somebody, hey, I've been so busy, like everybody
Mm,
is busy.
mm,
Now, what advice would you give to leaders who feel overwhelmed or
mm.
uncertain about their own path?
Ah, right. Yeah, I know. We always say, busy. And I've used that, and honestly, I see that as just an excuse, right? Everybody's
Yeah.
busy, right? And so I've been guilty of just using that word many times, and I had to go, all right, I mean, surely you're busy. So I talk to myself a lot of the time. I talk to myself in the mirror and go,
Yeah.
all right, I mean, that's just an excuse, right?
Mm.
But I guess going back to your question, I would probably say really to those leaders who are overwhelmed is really to pause, take a pause, and
Mm.
step back and just be kind to yourself.
Okay.
I think we all
Mhm.
get so overwhelmed and we have a lot going on. And I think it's really important that you take a break or take a pause and just be
Mm.
nice to yourself, because I think
Yeah.
just because you're a leader doesn't mean you have answers to everything.
Mm.
We just got to
Yeah.
remember that we don't have answers to everything. We are human beings. I mean, we are all leaders of our own life.
Yeah.
So we are human being at the end of the day. So we're not going to have all the answers right away, right?
Mm.
That would be the first and foremost. And then second is really to seek for help. You know,
Mm.
I think it's really
Yes.
important that you, whe- I mean, whether that's in your personal life, in your professional life, or in a community like this, um, you just have to reach out for help. I mean, that's
Mm.
what the group is for. That's what the community is for. So we are always, so I think we need to make sure that, we just seek out for help, whether that's
Yeah.
through your mentor or through your team. So a
Mm.
lot of the times, I mean, again, that's something that as a life coach that I sort of learned is we don't give advice, right?
Mm.
A lot of everybody apparently they have answers within.
Yes.
So what we do as a life coach is we just guide them to really get that answers out of them.
Yeah.
So a lot of
Yeah.
the times, and me including myself, right?
Mm.
So I have to seek for that coaching sometimes, even if I'm a life coach. So I have that pressure as well. So I get overwhelmed, and sometimes I go, just because I'm a life coach doesn't mean I can't have the same feelings, right?
Mm.
Or I'm gonna have all the answers for you. So I think it's important that you take a pause, take a break, and just remember that you
Mm.
don't have the answers. You don't need to know everything.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and
And I
just
really like
mm,
your, talking about the advice, like, you don't want to advise people, rather, like if you learn to ask questions,
yeah,
you can find answers from the people
correct.
themselves.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think that's a
Asking the
way to sort of,
questions.
yeah,
Yeah,
asking
yeah,
question is actually, I learned the hard way, working with young people, because uh, when you are in that advising mode,
mm.
you are, challenged by, hey, who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you to
Yeah,
ask those
yeah,
questions? But if you
absolutely.
sort of turn that around, advise them, or turn that around and say, what do you love doing? What are your
Yeah,
passions? And like we start asking questions,
yeah.
the
What's
answers will come
important
from
for you,
within as well. Yeah.
Yeah, why are
Mm,
you doing that? Why do you want to do
mm,
that? Yeah, I mean, yeah, all those
yeah.
sort of
Yeah.
questions, correct? Yeah.
Okay. So before we wrap up, finally, talk about strength again. Like, how can identifying strengths help us build more inclusive communities?
Yeah, okay.
Mm.
Right. So I would perhaps say I think knowing first of all, like how we talked about identifying your strengths. So once you know your
Mm.
strengths, you can align your strengths with the values that you have. And then that way you can sort of give back to the community in a
Mm.
more authentic way
Yeah.
because it would just come naturally for you.
Yeah.
So I think it's all like, all the questions that you've asked,
Mm.
you know, previously, I think that all comes together in
Yeah.
how then identifying your strengths, how then you can give back to the community, right? But I think it's like
Mm.
knowing your strengths, just being aware and
Yeah.
just knowing your strengths, and then you can align with your values, and then you can sort of give it back in a
Yeah.
most authentic or most effective way. So I think communities such that, I think going back to this particular community group that you have formed
Mm.
online, right? Just imagine, like even in this group, like we got about, 10, 12 people here, right? We
Yeah.
all have something to give back. We all have strength,
Mm.
right? So knowing
Yeah.
that strength and imagine like we all come together with those strengths,
Mm-hmm.
how stronger this community is
It
going
would
to
be.
be,
Yeah.
right? So I think once you identify, I think it's going to take some time
Yes,
to
it
really
will.
understand
Yeah.
what that strength is that you have.
Mm-hmm.
But once you know it,
Yeah.
I think you can sort of just give it back in a very authentic way to the community.
Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you very much. And I think we
No
will
worries.
have to wrap up there. But before
Okay.
you go, like we'll open the floor, and if people have any questions for you, like for Sarah, like please unmute yourself, and you can ask some questions. And Novi's given me an alert that we are sort of to be on time. And I think if you can put on your camera once, Novi is very keen to take a photo. Like Novi is a good photographer. So if you guys don't mind, like, if you can, if everybody can put on your camera, Novi wants to take a quick click. Okay, everyone's, yes, Miles is, yeah, you go. See the handsome man there. Okay, so yeah, we got people from, by the way, Nomi is joining us from the Philippines, and Miles is from Melbourne, and the rest, I guess, from Sydney. And Miles, yeah, we have a few people, Nalika, Nagan, Pushpa, I think, and yeah, three, four of us are from Blacktown. You'll be very familiar with Blacktown because Miles teaching humanitarian students there. So yeah, like it's a very diverse group already. So thank you for joining. And yes, Novi, you are good to go. I'm done. Oh, good. That's good. All right. Thank you, Novi. And yeah, if you have any questions for Sarah, like please unmute and
Okay.
ask.
I just want to go because I have to leave early. So I have few things to say as Om asks us to what strength you have. So in me, what I think what I have, what is my strength is I am tolerant and persistent.
Yeah.
And in a communities, working with the community, actually people has to have a tolerance and response, not react. So I have learned this from Om's. I learned from Om this to how to respond, not to react. So that you can be with the people, what age or what group they are. So you can be good friends with them.
Yeah.
And whatever comes in the community or working with the community peoples, I keep it up, don't neglect. So that is my strength.
Thank you.
So thank you for everyone. I need to leave because I
before you
have some
go,
job. Yeah.
and because Miles is here, Miles, Pushpa works also for Sidwest, and he didn't mention his other strength is he runs our Western Sydney leadership group. He brings people together, so he like in a connector leader. So he's one of our most popular connector leader in Western Sydney. So he brings the Western Sydney community leaders together through a forum regularly. So thank you for joining, and yeah,
Thank you, Om,
we'll
for
see you next time. Yeah, anybody else wants to share?
Thank you,
Om, I had to
everyone.
leave too.
Okay, so but
Gotta...
before you leave, you may want to share some thoughts and what could we do? I think Nalika.
Well, I mean, the leadership is it's about, like, I do agree what Uspa and Sarah shared, but also in the same time, it's understanding where the person coming from, and be with that moment, and then guide.
Yes.
Because sometimes the information might not be able to process at the time, but it is ready for them to process where it's necessary. So that's the leadership, and also be open, be open to be able to share that. I think wholeheartedly, no, being in the community sector many years, and recognize what's happening, and definitely not, reactive, but, the response. So
Yeah.
always, the information is ready. So, and when they are ready to,
Yeah.
because it takes time to process that information.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Thank you. And what else could we do? And anyone, again, like if you haven't already joined the, community group, please do join. And Nalika, before you go, like any thoughts on, what else could we do through this forum to grow?
what else could, I think, in my way, like, the strength-based, of course, people needs to understand where they're coming from. So that needs to be discussed, because otherwise, if you don't understand where you are, it's really hard to, like, process from that point.
Yeah.
So this is, the inclusion, the working together comes from that common, understanding, common knowledge, So I think that's, like, this is a good forum. So bringing the people and share that knowledge.
Yeah.
It's the best way to, like, inform that.
Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah, really appreciate that. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I'll see you
Mars.
next time, perhaps.
Yes, yeah, we will. And please spread the word and like bring in people like that we need to. So we will really need your, guidance and, advice, and, we'll talk about it.
Sure.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Nalika.
Thanks,
See
Nalika.
you. Yeah.
Mars,
Nice meeting you.
we're looking for some thoughts from Maramanti and or simply from yourself.
I mean, for me, I think what helps, I mean, in leadership as well, is being able to identify not only the strengths within you, but the strength in others. The main strength of someone who is a leader is to be able to identify, the strength in other people's and how to nurture that and how to motivate them to use their strengths.
That's so true. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's very true, actually. Yeah.
yeah. And we've created this, like, again, like, we wanted to create this platform given what's happening, here in Australia and overseas as well, like we always have this us versus them, or like, the other side and all that. So we want to create an Australia that's, a net exporter of peace. Maybe that's the big goal we have, like, if we can contribute in a small way. So again, like, how do you think, any thoughts on what else we could do through this forum, and how else we can grow, because it's just a start now, so we will be, growing this over time. But any thoughts you want to share with us before?
It's probably something I'd have to think about.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think just helping people understand that everyone has skills and strengths. And I mean, it's so many people across Australia that have these amazing skills
Yeah.
that are so misidentified and neglected and not showed off, and they should be. And I think that's
Okay.
something that could be
Yeah.
explored through here.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah. Next, Tulsa, I think you're put on. Tulsa, are you sharing something?
No.
No, you're on mute.
Good, yeah.
Nagendra, Jara.
Hello.
Yeah.
What I understood as a leader is to inspire others to achieve a common goal as a group. So, to empower others and then lead the changes. So we should be have some dedication as well to those things. to find out some like common grounds, as other leader already mentioned. So we should find out the common ground first, and then nurture them and try to make them powerful.
Yeah.
Empower them. Yeah.
Fantastic. And that's what we are aiming to contribute towards. So thank you. Thank you for that. Jara?
Hello. I think one of the characteristics of a leader should be taking risk, and taking risk always doesn't mean that we are putting ourselves or our team in a hard situation or putting them in their at risk. But we might be in a tough situation. But the possibilities that we can win, we can overcome the challenges. But it is really, life is full of challenges, and it is better to be a risk taker.
Okay. Yeah. That's fantastic. All right. That's really good. Thank you guys for sharing. And yeah, the whole purpose of this is again, put three underarching, reasons is one, we want to start with what we have in common because I live in Blacktown and we have we have people from 188 different countries and speak 182 languages. How diverse can it be? But then, like if we start with our differences, we can go everywhere. But then we have something in common. We all want a, uh, safe neighborhood. We all want a clean neighborhood. We want a neighborhood where people can, like elderly people can walk around, children can play with each other. And that's common. And we can start with that common thing. And then we bring our diversity on top. We are dumplings and our Lebanese bread to various other things, gyoza and whatnot. Like that adds to the richness of who we are as a society, but not the other way around. So that's really important. And secondly, we have always so far looked at a need-based approach. What are needs? What's broken? What's wrong? We could flip that. We could still address those needs and address issues, but by focusing on strengths. We can still address needs, but by focusing on strengths. And finally, like we are faced with complex challenges in the community. Transactional services are useful, but that they can't solve the this complex challenges. So what we need to do is perhaps put our head together. Like we need to collaborate, we need to work together. So that's the whole aim of bringing this leadership group, starting this group, and we really invite you all to be actively, participating in it, providing your input and thoughts, and how we can grow this. Please reach out to your friends, share with your friends, where you can share the net, link, and then they can join, and we can grow the community, over time. If like I'll just open if anyone has anything to add. Tulsa, you didn't add anything. Did you have anything to say?
Yeah, I just want to ask you something.
Yes.
Yeah. I work in the disability sector. Like I work with the people with the disability, and actually I help them being calm. That's I think it's my strength.
Yeah.
But sometimes too much calmness is also disadvantage for you. So how do I balance that? Like being a calm all the time is good for you, or I teach them, but I ask them to be calm. That's sometimes help. But for myself, sometimes I think there's a weakness as well.
Okay. Sarah, maybe you would be the best person to respond to this.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe I would, because I'm a life coach, so I want to ask you a question. Why do you feel that's a weakness, Tulasha?
So I'm so calm, and then sometimes if there is a risk on that, like suppose it's being like driving a car. Is example, if I'm driving and then something is gonna harm me or coming from the back, or I'm so calm that I can't. That no reactions where there should be a reaction type of thing.
But do you feel there needs to be a reaction? I mean, I think I do see that, like you said, it's your strength, right? So unless if there is a reason why you feel that's a weakness or that's going against your strength, honestly, I don't see that as a weakness, right? But I feel, I guess it's important that for you to understand why you feel that way, why if it is your weakness and why it is your weakness.
Back to me.
No, back to me, as in I might leave you with that. I think it's you probably need to really understand as to why, why it is your weakness, because again, I'm trying not to really give you sort of an advice, but I don't feel it is, I think in a lot of the times in staying calm, and it's a difficult thing to do. And kudos to you that you can stay calm in situations like that.
Yeah. And I
So
think Pushpa,
yeah,
talked about, responding, not reacting. And a lot of
reacting,
people are learning to not to react, but to
react.
respond. And I
Correct.
think we have this choice, like sometimes we just react, but we have a choice to, step back and, respond. So
Yeah.
I think whatever
staying calm
happens,
allows
yeah.
you to respond, right? Sorry on that too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
that's
Go
so
ahead.
true. You're staying
Yeah.
calm, so you're able to respond.
Okay.
Yeah, not react. So I
Okay.
think in that example that you gave, when there's you're having a car accident and all that. So imagine if you reacted,
Yeah.
the consequence of that.
Yeah.
So think about if you reacted in that situation, what would be the consequence versus you responded in a calm manner, right?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So I think
hope that helps.
I got it now. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
remember, people are trying to be like you, so not to react if they can be. So that's definitely a strength that you have, and you should
Definitely
nurture
a
that
strength. Yeah,
rather than
definitely.
see that, because
I agree
everybody
100%.
else is reacting, so you don't have to be like everybody else, because everybody else is trying to be like you. So I think you should be. Sometimes you be the odd person out for the right reason, odd person out for the right reason.
For
So
right
that's
reason, correct.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
think, in a sector that you work, Tulasa, I think you said you work in a disability sector, right? Helping. I think it's important to stay calm.
Yeah.
Especially when you're working with people with disabilities. I think that's more important. I think you should be proud or proud of yourself for being able to, help them in a calm manner, right? So using your strength to the best way.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. So I think on that note, I think we've sort of done for the day. So thanks again, everyone, for joining. I think it was a really good conversation. We just starting, so this was a good, team to have that close conversation. So thank you all for joining, and we'll be running this, live sessions every week, alternate. So next week will be more teaching on a particular topic, and then the week after we'll have another, guest talking about, different topics. So we'll continue this, and we might turn this into a podcast in future. So we really invite you to share this with your friends and spread the word, and let's grow the community.
Will this be in the same day, like Tuesdays or other?
Yes, it'll be the same day, Tuesday lunchtime, so people can.
I won't be able to join today. I didn't work, so yeah.
Okay, so we'll work it out, and then we're sort of thinking that we should have a more networking session on a maybe Tuesday, but in the evening. So we're just working on that out. But for now, we'll just continue with this weekly sessions every hour during noon time, because last time we had at 10 o'clock, a lot of people suggested that maybe 12 would be a better option. So with that feedback, we have started this 12 o'clock. We'll continue this, and if if it doesn't suit most people, then we can change also. So, but at this stage, we
Yeah.
continue to do that.
I think we have a
Can
question
we
from
share with the
Zara.
people from
Yeah.
overseas who are interested? Yes, definitely. Like, just
Mm.
share them, let them be part of the community. And it's about, we've got this luxury of, connecting people from everywhere through Zoom and through Facebook link. So please do so.
Yeah.
All right. Sarah, anything to add before we close?
No, I mean, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Thank you for inviting me. So,
And thank you for,
a pleasure to be
Yeah.
part of this group, and it's great to see really diverse group of people, and I can see this community growing and growing. So, yeah,
And I
thank
just
you.
want to thank you for being our very special first sort of guest. Although you hosted the previous one, but like first guest here. And
It's a
thank you,
different
Novi, for
experience.
yes, and thank you, Novi, for all the support that you
Yeah,
provide.
thanks,
Novi is
Novi.
based in the Philippines, but she supports me through
She does all the
everything,
hard work.
all the hard work. So yeah, thank you, Novi, and thank you all, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone. Have a
Thank
good day.
you.
Thank you.